because like other New York locals just don't get the viewership that Xeno does, nor do they have the atmosphere.
I'm at a
Xeno
New York
does
local.
either.
Someone might yell at me, and I don't know what it means. And I'm totally mad at this point, and I want to go back to my island.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the third episode of the Game5 podcast. Today, we're actually going to be skipping the intro, and we're going to be getting right into our interview with our guest today, which is going to be Bassmage. But we are again here with myself, G5 CoZmos, joined by Fang and Ralphie. How's it going, guys? And yeah, so today we're going to be talking to Bassmage, who just made it into Summit, which is pretty great news, as well as Deven3000 later in the episode is going to talk to us about what it's like to be casting some major tournaments. So starting right off, Bass, getting into Summit is obviously a huge deal. Take us through that process of what it took to get such a big thing achieved.
Got it. So there's actually a blog post that one of the people like on my team for the Summit thing made, where it goes over a lot of that. I can get that up right now. But let's just say there is a lot of luck and a lot of just working really hard.
Mm-hmm.
I can safely say that what all of like my team was we can get in if we have luck and I just work hard. If I just keep doing what I do, get really lucky, I'll get in. And one of the big luck factors was that HBox, since I was the only player still in Summit that like entered the coin box tournament. HBox said if I get top 8, he would back me. After streaming like every day for 8 hours, I would have to just still do that. And I got 7th, barely getting in. That's after 3 hours of sleep, maybe like 3 to 5 hours, and streaming every day for 8 hours. So that was the big reason on how I got in. I just got really lucky with what he said.
Wow, so you're saying after
very nice.
Yeah, after all that effort, it came down to placing in a Wi-Fi tournament to get into Summit.
Yes. Yes, I got lucky that the 3 other people did not enter that tournament. Because then it would have been like the race of getting the highest place, basically.
Wait, so if like Louis Money or like Lavish or any of the people that were still in at the time like entered, it would have been like who placed higher?
Yes. Easily.
Wow.
I'll be like,
I thought it was just because I didn't know that actually. I thought it was just buff.
A lot of people, a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, HBox wasn't planning on supporting me at all because he wanted to be neutral.
Oh,
yeah. When I heard,
bump is huge, dude. The HBox bump is like gas because he is truly like in wake of just how hard he I think grinded during the pandemic and the online era. He is the most like prolific ultimate streamer right now. Like, he might even the biggest Smash streamer in the world right now.
He's that guy, bro.
He really is.
I super agree. Yeah. My plan for just Summit was we just keep banking it all, just like using a lot of our money to get to the final rounds, and then use the power of HBox to get through.
Yeah, and I think it's even more interesting. Like, I think anybody who didn't really know the full story, or even the express version of the full story that you just told us, would hear, oh, HBox got Bassmage into Summit. Obviously, he's sticking up for the fellow Puff main and stuff like that it would be character related. So I think it's even cooler that it wound up being HBox supporting you when there were so many other possibilities that it happened to be, like the Puff Bros at the end.
That's why I was like, there's a lot of luck going into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but to be fair, HBox's like moderators and like all the admins that gift him did help me out beforehand. So I will say it's not just HBox. It was a lot of like the people that donate to him, just a lot of people that want to see me in. Yeah,
I mean, even in such a big fan base as HBox, or like such a big personality, it's a group process. All of the fans and all the people supporting him along the way. But like, speaking of Jigglypuff and his support for you, something that I've mentioned to you, and I think some of our viewers probably know, is that I also work as an editor, a video editor for HBox's YouTube. So I have seen so much footage of his Jigglypuff playing mostly in online tournaments. So it's given me an interesting perspective on the character, and I think it's also great to have the opportunity to speak to you, who I'm pretty sure unanimously are agreed to be the best Jigglypuff player in Ultimate in the world. And which, congrats on that, and you've done some amazing things with that. So I guess taking a step back and looking at that, tell us why Puff? Why do you main Jigglypuff?
Well, in Smash 4, I played Kirby at the start just because I like Kirby and stuff like that. But I always felt too like grounded. And I really like the air mobility. So then I was like, I'll just try Puff. Why not? And I just felt movement. And I played Smash 4 Puff. That character was horrible, but like I made it work a lot of the time. I was never good, but I was good for the character, I guess.
Yeah, no, I
So
remember
that's
hearing
like
about you even in Smash 4 as like being one of the premier Puffs for sure.
yeah. I was gonna become a Bayo main at the end of Smash 4. I was like practicing her a lot, but then Ultimate came out, and I was like, I'll just keep Puff because they buffed her so much.
Puff was also, I remember at the tail end at least of 4, like it was not like unanimously agreed upon, but like a lot of people were like, Puff is the worst character in this game. So you were gonna jump literally from the worst character in the game to the best character.
I was just like, I'm done just trying to outplay. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah, the thing is
just,
yeah, there was just so many characters that were just like, you don't get to play. Like, you don't even have a chance.
There's I always viewed Puff as like bottom 2 or bottom 1, but just had a weirdly good matchup spread with top tiers. Like no winning or not even, but like better than the other characters in the area. Yeah, the cheese factor is crazy.
Yeah,
I just remembered something so random. So I at the beginning of this I said nice to meet you, but we've actually met and also played before. At Genesis. Oh, what was it? It was Genesis. It was I think it was Genesis 4 or 5. It was like the first Ultimate Genesis or second. No, it was the second Ultimate Genesis. I played you and someone else in teams. I played Ness and my teammate played Pichu.
I remember.
You were Duwang, I think, or no, you were, or Ludo now.
But yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
That's so crazy. I completely forgot about that. It was a good set. It was fun.
It was a good set. I remember you were first round.
Yeah, the Smash community is a small world at the end of the day. You know, so many people have crossed paths even briefly.
Agree.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. Like, just one interaction could lead into seeing someone much later down the line. But you've stuck with Puff like throughout all of that, like in doubles and singles. Like, I guess what keeps you going with the character? Because even now, I remember commentating your Low Tide City sets. I was commentating some of your matches for Low Tide City, and you now, I believe, are in possession of the highest peak placing of a Jigglypuff player in Ultimate. So what like kept you going? Like, what made you not lose faith on the character? Because there was not really anybody else to study for that character.
Yeah.
There's not really anybody else keeping up with you in terms of that leg. What kept you going, and I don't know, what do you think carried you to your peaks? Well, not carried you, but what like kept you moving forward, I guess.
Well, my mindset was that Puff is a touch of death character, and underrepresented characters, especially a character like Puff with air mobility, a broken air dodge, a stupid forward throw, safe on like, super safe aerials, pound that's like can be plus depending on the hitbox. I just think a lot of those tools make for a decent character with a stupid matchup spread. I think Puff is one of the most stupid matchup spreads in this game, just because like Puff just invalidates characters at times with a single interaction. Like, we'll just say like Aegis, that matchup's like slight Aegis, but if I get a grab, Aegis is dead every time. It doesn't matter. I can react at 25, like 20 to 30. Aegis is dead every time, no matter who it is.
Yeah, that's.
How do you feel about Wario?
Yeah, but with Wario, it's like you don't get those edge guards, but you have a way better neutral and waft.
Yeah,
so,
for
real.
A better waft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because your win over Gluttony is probably like the biggest upset a Puff has ever made. And I kind of wanted to ask then, building off of this matchup spread discussion and everything, is where do you think Puff realistically is in the current meta?
I always viewed Puff as a really good counterpick character. She's not solo viable at all. I view her as 35-45 on a numbers like variable, like around there. Like pretty good, but like nothing special. Is how I've always seen it. Just because there's lack of range, frame 4 air dodge. You gotta like commit as a light character, which sucks.
Super light.
Yeah. But the fact that Puff just has a forward throw that can kill anyone at 10% kind of makes up for it to me.
Yeah, that base knockback is definitely something. I've seen HBox so many times. Like he says, hold on, and not to talk too much about HBox, but it's just naturally my place of comparison, having watched too much of him. But one of the big things I've noticed that's different in playstyle, regardless of skill level, but just different in playstyle from yourself and HBox, and probably also from a lot of other Puffs, is, granted I haven't watched an exceptional amount of your gameplay, but it seems like you're a lot less rest heavy than a lot of other Jigglypuffs. Am I correct in that statement? And if so, explain
totally
right. So take me through that. You just think it's not worth the risk, or Puff has better things between edge guards and stuff like that, or?
When I was like way younger, I actually wouldn't do a lot of the gimmick options because I felt it was just cheesy and lame, and I just wanted to play neutral because it's more fun to me. But now I've just been trying to I just don't use it because it's not worth it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And why would I get a rest at 35, which won't kill, when I could get a forward throw at 35 and there's a 50-50 chance on them dying.
Yeah.
That's how I've seen it. But I just never liked rest. It's just not a fun move to me. Like, I'll use it and I'll still get a kill 20 for it. But it's just nothing I've ever been interested in. And usually, fishing for rest will get you a game win, but it'll never get you a set win. Like, you'll never, be a consistent player if you cheese rest.
Yeah, so you can't rely on it.
And you'll get a cool win, then cool 65th. That's just how I've always seen it.
Yeah.
Cool win, cool. You didn't make it out of pools. That's always how I've seen it.
It's interesting to see, that philosophy on Puff, because I think it's a very current way of thinking for the meta in general. I made a tweet very recently saying just observing the fact that it seems like having a good advantage state is what's making the difference for a lot of these players. Your neutral can be solid, but if you can't be converting into a kill or off of a ton of damage off of one neutral interaction success, you're probably not going to thrive well. That's why I feel so many players who are playing Zombo with Rob is thriving really well. People who play Aegis are thriving really well because Mythra's Punish game is amazing. And it seems like people are shifting more of a mentality towards, let me get my win condition here and let me just push this damage in this stock as far as I possibly can.
Yeah, I agree. It's why I think Puff that's why I think Puff's pretty solid, because Puff kind of follows the ultimate game plan of you mash an aerial and then you get a kill.
Facts.
Puff can just get a because all of Puff's aerials, up air is -5, nair is -6. A lot of Puff's moves are super safe on shield. The weakness of it is that a lot of people don't notice, but since Puff's moves are so active, if you parry, you can actually run up to Puff while Puff's is still in the nair animation and punish it. Me and Charlie, we tested it. Wolf can just run up to Puff and up smash if I do in there. No matter where I am. You can just run up to Puff. It's really funny. There's a lot of situations like that people don't know. Pyra can just down smash, just follow, down smash, or just up tilt. That's the actual weakness of Puff, in my opinion. It's the fact that those aerials are out for so long that once someone realizes that, oh, I can just wait for a second and then punish, then it's really hard.
Yeah, it's interesting because the active frames also make it kind of a little bit easier to get edge guards a lot of times, as you don't have to be super precise, but how it works out to be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it's super double-edged, but it's balanced to me that way. I think that's totally fine.
I know Fang was talking about tweets, and I have one right here that I saw from Bam, the commentator, the other day. He said, "Ultimate Puff is definitely better than people think, LOL." And we basically already covered the topic around that. But do you think we're gonna see more from Jigglypuff and from other Jigglypuffs? Because I've seen people talking about the character more and more. I saw 24K had some tweets blowing up the past few days. I believe that's the other Puff player's name.
Those tweets are
24K is so good.
He helped me get in the summit. We were discussing ideas and everything like that. I have to shout out him for sure.
But Puff players just garner clout. I feel like any Puff player out there just garners clout in some metric.
You don't need neutral when you can just make a clip and do that. That's how I see it.
Dude, his video has 1 million views or something.
No, the one of him
resting off
all it has it has 1 million views. Yeah,
that's insane.
That's sick. I haven't even seen the full video. I just saw the Twitter clip. That's really awesome.
To drag it into a different territory, Summit is a very social media heavy type campaign. You have to have a good presence for it. There's no way you can just be if you guys get me in, I'll play well, unless you have a cult fan base certain players from either other games or an Ultimate. I saw a lot of people giving you some mess about being one of the candidates that shouldn't have gotten in. Everyone's looking at Lavish and so how did you feel just going against the entire tide of just the Twitter fingers and also just all this competition, because this was a pretty tough summit. You had Lavish, who was playing Crom, doing all this crazy stuff. You had Louis Money, who had a lot of backings from a lot of really, really good players. How did you constantly just keep defying expectations?
Yeah, going into it, I was fully aware that people would view me as a gimmick player that would just go 0-6 and then leave. So I was fully aware that people would think that. All I was thinking of was that I consistently top 64 every major. I have top 10 wins. I have top 20 wins. The Orion rank, I'm 31st. I solo puff every major. I've been to 2 VIPs. I've consistently entered most majors. I just knew I worked for it, and that whatever happens, happens. I totally understood why people wouldn't want me in, but I just knew that I have what it takes to do really well at the event.
Yeah, and now you have
the top players agree.
Definitely, and now you have a big opportunity to prove it to them. So I was wondering what potential matchups are you looking forward to the most at Summit? Who do you want to play the most?
I know I really want to play against Leo. That's the person I want to play against the most by far.
That would be an insane upset. Can you imagine? Bassmage over Leo. You just watch your Twitter follows go up. Anyway.
That would be an interesting time to look at my timeline.
Yeah.
There would be no likes. It would just be the follows the entire time. I want to play against T also because I don't think that matchup's bad at all, and I really want to play it more at a top level.
Tell that to HBox. It's like one of his least favorite matchups.
Yeah, no, I think that matchup's like evenish. I just think I'm really, really good at the matchup, and I really want to try that matchup more at top level. And then I'm trying to think, I really want to play against everyone. Light wants to kill me. He does not want to play me. We're chill. Like, he doesn't hate me like that. It's just he told me that he does not want to play me, and I was like, I don't blame you. That matchup's so frustrating. I think Puff beats Fox personally.
I could see it.
So sad.
If he's below ledge at all, I feel like he's gonna have to recover high like so much in that matchup. Like I just don't see a timeline in which he tries to go low for his recovery and just lives. Like I feel like your punish game off stage, I feel like is so consistent and so solid. Yeah. That and Light is someone who has gotten himself out of a lot of really scary situations because the joke is herder Fox. Yeah. Fox uses any of his linear recovery options. He's just cooked, but Light finds a way out with the clutch factor every single time.
I actually think it's Puff fair now because of the patch. So like in 13.1, Puff's jab got buffed to the point where jab dash attack is a true kill confirm on literally just Fox and me brawler. On just those at 85% with no, it's not tumble, so you can't tech. There's nothing Fox can do. Also, Jer is the easiest on Fox.
I forgot to give Puff a Jer.
Puff
Jer,
bro.
Yeah, it only works on Fox and me brawler reliably. Those are the only two. So everything works perfectly on Fox, and you can do any combo on Fox, and it's instant 80% no matter where you are on the stage.
Damn. Yeah, I think that matchup's also interesting. I mean, like, sure, Puff, anyone's going to have a tough time landing against Fox, but Puff is spending most of the time in the air anyway, and Fox wants to dash attack you and like falling nair on you and all these things that he can't really do to get his momentum if you're just kind of floating around all the time. So that's must be annoying for a Fox player who's used to, fighting like other spacies and stuff.
Yeah. The other thing is that Puff's actually is like Puff crouch cancels really well in that matchup. It's like
you actually use that, okay?
Yeah, you can crouch cancel from 0 to 10. If Fox dash attacks, I crouch cancel rest. 0 to 10 nair, crouch cancel rest, no matter the situation.
Whoa. That's sick.
Does he just eat like 30 for that or something like that?
Yeah, Puff's it's one of the matches where crouch canceling is really important.
That's insane.
I've done it to so many players.
Yeah, I feel like nobody uses that in this game.
Speaking of Fox,
you can crouch cancel,
You also have a Fox yourself, I've noticed.
Yeah. I played Fox for like 2.5 years now. He's my secondary.
I had no idea.
I was casting your squad strike set, and I was like, Aegis, Puff, and Fox? Like, where do you get this trio of characters?
Yeah, with Fox, I just wanted to learn the game in a different way. But the first reason was that I thought Fox was super broken and easy. And I told him, I'm going to pick him up and become better than you. And I eventually got better. And that's really it. Or we're at the same level. And I just think Fox is... I don't think Fox is that great anymore. I don't think Fox is good at all. But I just think he's really fun. And I understand the game with him way better because of it. Because he's so much different than Puff. And there's so much more different things you can do. And I liked learning his edgeguard flowchart because I found out how you can edgeguard with Fox a little bit better. And it was just fun. And then with Aegis, I thought Aegis was broken and I wanted to just learn them.
Yeah.
So I can get ready for when everyone plays Aegis.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get ready for that and learn the matchup before it's too late.
I think that's pretty cool. Like to be proactive and just have the other characters ready. One of the last things I wanted to ask, a completely different question, but I'm curious about like the origin of your tag, and hopefully I've been saying it correctly this time. It is Bass, right? Not Bass.
Yeah, I never really cared about the pronunciation. I'm like, you just do what you want. Is how I've always felt. Let me so my tag it's not really that deep. It's an Xbox 360 randomized tag. That's it.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah. No, it's super sick. Yeah.
That was good RNG on your part.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Bassmage 47313, and I just took out the numbers. It was originally gonna be Troy Fire Dude because I was 12.
That's terrible. That's like
yeah, but then I messed up or something like that, and it changed to Bassmage 47313.
That's pretty sick.
Enter a bracket under Troy Fire, dude.
So you don't play the bass then?
I don't. No, I can't play any instruments for anything, and no, there's no any sort of like relation to it at all.
That's pretty funny
though.
though.
The dark arts as well.
Yeah, I know Aaron. He wanted me to change my my tag to my actual name because my name's Troy Waters. He wanted me to change it to that.
That's kind of fire.
It's a good tag name.
It is a really good tag.
Yeah,
that would be.
That's like a Melee Fox player.
I know.
Yeah, like a streamer or like
Yeah, no,
if you ever want to start a musician career, you know, Troy Waters would be
change my tag. I would just change it to my name because so many people have already told me to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I mean either way, I like Bassmage, and you're getting the notoriety behind that name, so it's like it's a tricky decision to change your tag and everything.
Yeah, no, I probably never would.
It's
the
a
nice
good
thing about
tag.
Bassmage is that it's 2 syllables.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Like the best part of it.
Yeah,
2 syllables is that's super important.
Definitely
easy to pronounce. I think you hit that because like how many people are you gonna type into the Google search bar with Bassmage, and like how many people like is that ever gonna deviate from you? Probably not.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
probably not.
I saw like 8 people use that as their SoundCloud name, and now that's it.
but SoundCloud, you know, they're not making it. They're not getting anywhere.
Not the 8 followers.
They'll probably put their SoundCloud links in your big tweets.
That's literally what it's gonna be. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a real. I'm really glad that Xbox gave me that tag. I'll forever be grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What are your goals as far as like where do you see, is it more of just a journey for you, or do you see some sort of peak in mind in terms of your competitive career in Smash?
I'm not really sure what my goals are because when I was younger, my original goal was just like I had 3 goals, which was the best in my sub-region, top 5 in Arizona, and I forgot the other one. It was to be the best puff in the world. And then I got those goals pretty fast. I lost the best puff in the world pretty early on to so there's 2 other puff players at the time. There was one. They're both from Japan. They're crazy good. Arika got 25th at an S tier in Japan.
That guy's
and
cracked.
And then Senra was like a top 64 seed at Super Majors in Japan. And he's farmed like a lot of Japan with just solo Jigglypuff. Those are the 2 puffs that would probably take my spot if I wasn't there. In America, there's not really any puffs that are like on my level, but in Japan, there's some that have the potential. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, any other questions you guys wanted to ask Bassmage before we bring Devon in?
I think I have like only one more because you guys asked every single question I want to ask, but yeah,
I mean,
you guys killed it. You guys killed it, by the way. But I was gonna ask, like, was there ever like a moment where you just like where something just clicked? Like, because obviously you said like, oh, you top 64 in every major, and like one of the only videos I've ever watched of you was like, I think you were playing like doubles with SkyJ, that tournament you won with SkyJ, and I was just like, dude, you're just edge guarding everyone. Like, he's that guy right now, bro. Like, but was there ever like a moment where like stuff just clicked and like because you just been on like an upwards trajectory like for the past couple months? Like, I'm just curious.
I think like the 2 times that I've ever like I clicked, there's never really a time in Ultimate where it clicked. I just kept playing and I kept improving my edge guard flowchart. So I would always just like, as long as I'm improving my edge guard flowchart and I'm learning like, because at the end of the day, my neutral could be the worst thing, but if I get a down air, I literally just kill him in a hit. So a lot of the time it's just my touch of death has gotten that much better that like my neutral will just get better because I'm playing more. I'm not getting ledge trapped for like 6 minutes or something like that. I'm actually being able to play the game in center stage because I feel like with a lot of like bad characters, you can't really improve much at like higher levels because let's say I'm playing against a good Lucina. Okay, I'm on the ledge for 8 minutes. I learned nothing. It's just things like that where since I got much better, like at neutral and like just game sense, I was able to just play the game more and not have to deal with those disadvantages that happen.
Yeah,
I think that's the big issue. And the first time was actually at the end of Smash 4 where I just realized a lot of things, but I couldn't show it in time because the game died and Ultimate just came out. It's honestly just improving my edgeguard flowchart and playing against top level players just because I live in a really weak region. I don't live in I live in Arizona, but I don't live where all the good players
where
are.
like Schroeder is and like...
Yeah, I live like 2 hours from Schroeder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my win rate, it's not Schroeder levels in Arizona, but it's like second. Like if he has 100% win rate, mine is like 98. So it's really just, I don't really learn anything, so I have to do a lot of like analysis. I just try and play versus top players. That's why I went to Summit, because I need to play against top players somehow in order to get better. And I can't do that in my region. So I would just try and play as many people as I could. I played for I didn't play as much as Armada and Leffen, but I was close.
It's crazy that you've made it so far with that lack of experience or like exposure to top players, because it's really hard when you don't have like that opportunity. It really shows that your personal process is a really rewarding one.
Yeah, I know. Like I even talked to Schroeder about it a while ago, where I was like, "What can I do to get better, just like without playing Wi-Fi as much?" And he was like, "You can't." You literally can't. There's nothing you can do.
So do you think like Wi-Fi was like a big factor in like what brought you to this point, or?
Wi-Fi, yes, but it was more so just my mental game getting severely better, and my edgeguard flowcharts getting so much better, just from playing Wi-Fi so much. I would just learn, okay, I can do this here. If you're at 30, you die here, etc., etc.
I think in like the episode with Zomba, like I literally said like mental is like more than 50% of competing.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's just
Ultimate is not even a game to me anymore. It's just, are you feeling good? And then if you're feeling good, you get eight. If you land one aerial out of the 10, you get the kill.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I should have asked you before we started this, but do you want to stick around, Bassmage, for our Deven3000 interview? You have some maybe things you wanted to talk to him about, or do you think you just want to dip? It's all good either way.
I think I'll just dip because I got a pack for Summit. And
understandable.
Wait, when is it? Literally this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Tuesday I leave. Yeah, Wednesday media day, Thursday side events, Friday, Saturday, Sunday bracket.
No, also I just want to say real quick, just to enjoy the experience. You know, I've heard from so many players that Summit is a once in a lifetime experience. So
there's a reason I've gone so many times. I really like that event. I always go every time. The first Summit I went to, all I did was like play players, and then I played Armada for like 4 hours.
Jeez.
We actually like
he's a grinder, bro.
So he's a super grinder. I actually like. So I have I play like also gimmick characters to learn the matchups. So I actually have my first secondary was Pac-Man.
Oh.
Where I would just counterpick Pac-Man FD and win, because I think Pac-Man FD is like top 3, top 1 in the game. I think Pac-Man FD is bullshit. But he needs to play T, so me and him played Pac-Man Inkling for like an hour for 2 days straight. We just played an hour or 2 of Pac-Man Inkling.
That's awesome.
How I got to play friendlies with him.
Yeah, that could be definitely like a way to learn so many matchups, is learning it inside out, you know? You learn the way to the character. But yeah, dude, then I hope you have an amazing time at Summit. We're all going to be rooting for you, and it's going to be really interesting to see. I'm just excited to see you and Jigglypuff against the world's best players.
No, for real.
So before we finish up, where can people follow you? Do you have a Metafy? Where can people get some, coaching and everything like that? What's going on?
Yeah, my Twitter, if you want to follow me, it's at Bassy of Sassy. If you want my Metafy, it's Bassmage. I don't really use too much social media. I hardly even talk on Twitter except for like a few things, but I still am on there. If you want to follow my Twitch, it's Bassmage but with 2 underscores. Twitch actually has not given me the normal Bassmage yet.
Really?
I asked, they won't do it. No, they're refusing. So it's gonna stay as Bassmage _ for a while until hopefully they one day give it to me.
Yeah,
that's whack. Damn,
man.
I agree. Yeah, the partner does not do anything for that stuff.
That's crazy. I thought it did.
No,
that is insane.
That's wild.
No. I remember grinding for partner. I thought I would get so many things. It's not true.
God damn.
Well, grind for it feels nice, but no.
Yeah, well, I think I speak for all 3 of us. Thank you so much for being on our podcast.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah, of course.
Good luck at Summit, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Put in work for sure.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks. Peace.
All right, guys. Now we're joined by Deven3000 and apparently the KillSage. I was still stupid and forgot to tell Devon that we wanted video for this, so we're joined by his lovely. It's Kirby with a sleepy hat, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That avatar, Kirby sleeps, so I don't have to. Do all the work.
Yeah. Yep. So very accurate representation of Devon right there. So introducing Devon is a pretty interesting thing because maybe compared to a lot of our other guests, people don't know the name Deven3000 so much when they hear it, yet they've probably been a witness to your work so many times, which is kind of how I wanted to introduce the topic, because as far as I know, you're basically the GimR when GimR isn't being GimR these days. So tell our viewers what your role is in the Smash community now, what you've been doing at major tournaments. Tell us who Deven3000 really is.
So I mean, I would preface that first off with like not just Deven3000, but just like House of 3000 as a whole. Don't want all the credit, come on guys. But yeah, in terms of like anything like related to all of the recent VGBC streams, we've been in charge of the main production. So if you're watching any of the top 8s, that's me behind the keyboard, doing all the scene switching, doing most of the replays and all that fun stuff. All that's the sick tech, just being like replay slow-mo and the drawing that either I'm doing or the commentators are doing. That's all House of 3000 work right there. We've done, like, as of recent, I think the first event we did with VG as main was Glitch 8.5 Konami Code. Super sick event. And then after that was literally, after that was Super Smash Con Fall Fest. And then the third one being literally the Smash World Tour Championship. And then, yeah, so we've been doing a lot of like mainstream productions, at least on the East Coast for VG and just like a lot of the majors. So like, we got Collision coming up in 2 weeks, so we'll be in charge of that. We did Let's Make Big Moves a month, almost 2 months ago now, a little under 2 months. And yeah, so we've been pretty busy. And for those who don't know, if you're part of the local tri-state scene, you'll know about it. But like, we host our weekly Xeno every Wednesday evening. Real poppin' time. So
just that grind set, like that's literally just
exactly
set, like yeah.
Also, the Guilty Gear Strive 10v10 featuring like all the amazing players.
Oh yeah, that happened too. Yeah, the Red Bull collaboration. Shoutouts to BAM for getting us on that project. But yeah, doing that whole like when Guilty Gear Strive first came out, and then that exhibition of the USA versus Japan, or watch Japan kick our ass, except for
Deb.
Proving that Seoul does in fact have the biggest BAPs.
True. I have a question already. So I have talked to you many a time, but I don't think I know how you, I guess, started. I mean, I know that you started like playing in Brawl and stuff like that, but how did you get into the world you are now behind technical directing and stuff like that? Like, what was it more of like a something, was it just an interest you wanted to pursue, or were you always sure like I want to like make my production crazier and crazier every single time? Start doing what you do.
So I mean, it's actually kind of funny because if we're talking about Origins, it's actually kind of good that I have Sage with us. But yeah, I mean, this kind of just harkens back to just when me and Dill were just playing Smash for like the longest. This is basically the whole origin story thing. But like me and Dill playing Smash as kids. Like my cousin got me like 64 when I was like 7 or whenever. Yeah, it had to be 7 because it came out in '99. So yeah. Jeez, wow. But yeah, when we started, yeah,
same here.
Yeah, but yeah, when we wanted to start like going to tournaments and stuff, Brawl was like around the corner. So like our first tournament was like a Melee tournament in 2007, and then Brawl was coming out in 2008, and then like so in like majority part of 2008 into like early 2009, we started hosting like Smash Fests where we met like a lot of like the House 3000 day ones being like me, Dill, To Kill Sage, Looney, Munoz. Munoz was like day 0, honestly. And then yeah, so like we started going to the tournament scene in the Brawl days, and we were just purely attendees, purely competitors. I mean, like, you guys may remember, like, we were pretty much like purely competitors in like early Smash 4 too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Money.
Hold us back
giving
here,
it back.
Then
giving it back. Let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, so like during the Brawl days, I would host like Smash Fests at my place, and so like this is just when streaming was just like invented, I guess. Like Justin TV, and there was like a whole bunch of like Own 3D was like the other one. Like now they make
Oh my
overlays.
god.
Yeah, and like this is before OBS. This is like before XSplit too, where you had to use Flash Media Encoder. That shit was OD. It was just pure feed of only pixels. But yeah, so then like as like more like streaming technologies came out, like when XSplit first came out, like we were using that, and like I've never had like the most powerful computer, but like like my personal passion like outside of Smash is development. So like in general I have like a general just interest in computers. And so like XSplit comes out, and I'm like, okay, we can do all these cool things. Like now we have like scenes, crazy, wow. I would set up like a Yeti microphone in the middle of the room so that we could like have the audio for the whole Smash Fest. That same Yeti microphone is actually behind me with like a busted volume knob, but it still works. Not talking to you guys on that mic though.
Why not?
Oh boy.
Is it the gain knob? Because even the gain knob on this thing has some issues with it.
But
anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so then like we were hosting Smash Fest and streaming it, and just like it's just general fun, like we're in college and we're all just chilling and stuff. Smash 4 rolls by, and like just for some context, Brawl days there are no weeklies. You're lucky to get a monthly. So like just like the sparse like events, really just being a competitor was like the only thing. A TO, like you're just struggling to like make an event happen at all.
Yeah.
Right. Smash 4 comes out, and now weeklies are a thing, and this is like blowing our minds and stuff. And so as like the local scene, like the local New York scene is growing, we see like, oh, okay, now things are being streamed, and like we can go to these things, and like we've always had like a little back burner inkling, little interest in like streaming broadcast stuff. And so when we first started like going to more things, and like the first weekly was like Nebulous.
Yeah.
And we're like looking at that stream like, I think this could be better.
Yeah.
Was dog water.
You heard it here first.
So, we kind of just said like, like me and Helper were just like, hey, do you want to just like put in like 1,000 each, and like we'll just build a stream PC? And it was like, yeah, let's do it. So then we just kind of started streaming at Nebulous, and like that was when like, obviously the expectation of quality is still very low.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God, we can now stream at like, like a nice full 6K bitrate quality, and people in the chat being like, oh my God, this quality is better than the game on my very TV in front of me. I'm like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
Sick. And then, as we were growing as like a production, because like mainly we just wanted to give a place to have a home for New York Smash. Like to this day, that's where everything kind of goes. So to tie it together with, like I said earlier, like my other passion being a developer, what's really cool about that is I get to combine those two passions, where like I get to play Smash with my homies, and then I can also like grow as a programmer by like doing like cool stuff for like production. So like the biggest, most commonly known thing is like the house replays, but stuff like that. On top of like all the overlays are really dynamic. I am looking at right now the special bottom bar that I'm making for Collision. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh my God.
And then like try and make more like special tools for commentators and stuff like that. Just anytime it's like when you're just trying to look for projects for yourself, is just like, okay, what is a problem that could be better?
Yeah.
So it's always nice to like commentators historically be like, sit in front of this camera, watch the game, and talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's so much like lacking there.
There's more you can do with that.
Yeah, exactly. So like now, we'll have tools where it's just like, here's their last 5 bracket matches, so you can see their bracket path. Here's a slide, interpret it, talk about it on the spot right now, figure it out. Like no, now we give them talking points and stuff like that. And like just all of those things that can be a lot more seamless. Just the fact it's like, hey, casters, here are the list of ads. You can pull them up at your own leisure so that it's more seamless instead of us trying to read each other's minds, for like those transitions. But yeah, so all of that comes together into like when our first like I guess bigger event that we did like outside of Tri-State was Glitch 5, where Glitch 5 was announced, and I just straight up said, hey GimR, hey Apostle, can we stream there? Like in any capacity? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, sure. It was really easy going. We went. I don't even remember if we even got paid. I think we just did it to do it.
Wow.
Was it mainstream? I don't even remember.
No, it wasn't mainstream.
It
was like stream 3 because there was VG1, VG2, and I think, and we were, and it was on House. It was on House of Channel 2, which was really cool.
Remember.
And like, so for anyone who's like been to Glitch, like you see like the Xanadu area, and then you see like there's another stream like tucked in the back, like between, like there's the nice part for the commentators, and then there's behind this cloth. That's where we were. And I remember, stream went pretty well. Definitely had some hiccups, but like that's just part of the growing. And at the end of the event, GimR comes up and was just like, "You guys did really good. You guys did really good." And I was like, "Cool." That's pretty much like literally all he said, almost verbatim. GimR, man of very, very, very few words. Really funny.
But with an eye for quality.
Yeah, except for when he's talking about techniques that no one will ever use.
Yeah. Oh, back to the lab again.
Kids are too young to even know what that song is a reference to, which is sad. I love it. That's a jam, dude.
Oh, what an odd art style. Very original. It's like, yeah, very original. Okay.
Yep. Ralph's not laughing because he doesn't even know what it is.
Too young.
I'm like in that interim.
But yeah. And then so like, we started working events, like we did Defend the North mainstream for like 3 streams, I think. Those were pretty good. Like the last one where I think we had peaked at like 15,000 viewers concurrently, which was really sick. That was like a really cool milestone for us. There was also like this, I forget what the name of it was. It was like a WrestleMania themed Smash event in New England.
I think I know what you're talking about.
What was it called? I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was hosted at the Platinum Star.
Is that the thing where James got that wave dash back forward smash?
No, you're thinking of Suplex City, which is another wrestling themed one. That was in New Jersey.
Okay.
But yeah, I think so that was Suplex City, and then the other one I'm talking about is I think it was just called Smash Mania for WrestleMania or something like that. But yeah, so that was the other time. I think that was the very first time we had broken 10,000 concurrent viewers and stuff like that, which was really cool. Obviously, we can only count on like one hand the times we've broken five-figure concurrent viewers. But hey, that's still really cool.
Awesome,
Collision was a really good time. That one we were secondary stream. Mainstream was on Nairo's channel, and it was being run by Clash. Mainly because I wanted to just run my own channel. Yeah, and then like I guess fast forward just a little bit, right? I mean, COVID happens and all that, but then when Glitch 8.5 happened, GimR hits us up and goes like, "Hey, you guys wanna stream?" I don't even like fully remember like what the timeline was, like if we knew we were gonna be mainstream like from the gun. Or if that just was that, or we figured that out later or something. But like that was really cool. Like, we were like, oh my god, we're in charge of this. Oh boy, oh buddy,
Was it something that you feel like you were maybe expecting after previous interactions with GimR, or because he was so like quiet about it, you had no idea if something was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's kind of like things are usually a little bit kind of like up for interpretation.
Yeah.
Communication isn't the greatest. It's not really like it's not too much of a fault, like when it comes down to it, like
Yeah.
communication happens, which is please, that's all I ask, right?
Believe me, I know.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the rough summary of how we've kind of like worked our way into kind of right now running the main productions of like super large tournaments. It's kind of nutso.
Yeah. Something you mentioned in part of the story, but I kind of wanted to touch on it more, is the replay system that you have, because nobody has a replay system like that, at least from what I've seen in Smash, at least. Could you talk more about how that works and like what's going on in the back end of what people are watching when they see people, 4 times, 1 times, whatever, and it's slowing down, and people drawing circles, and
you know it's house.
yeah. We know, but they don't know. That's
know.
well, now they do, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, without like getting into like too many like nitty-gritty technical details and stuff like that. I mean, just like the whole origin of it was just like it's a sports broadcast when it comes down to it, right?
Yeah.
And so like being able to and this kind of also jumps off of the fact that like making life easier for commentators, right? It's like, oh man, we want to talk about that scene, that interaction that happened. It would really, really be nice if we could see it while we're talking about it. And this kind of just birthed from when OBS came out, and it included a function just called the buffer replay system. What is it called, like, actually? It's like buffer replay.
Yeah, replay buffer. Yeah,
replay buffer. Yeah. So it was just like, okay, you can save clips, and like we would always. It was actually really funny, like in the Smash Fest days, right? If something was like really sick, I always had like F8 hotkeyed to saving that clip so we could like tweet it out later or something. So like if something happened, we'd be like, oh, dude, yo, bro, someone hit F8. Someone hit F8. Sage nodding his head, he knows. So like initially it was just something simple like, hey, it saves the clip of whatever last 10 seconds you want, and then if you can just have like a quicker way to have it on a scene so you can just see it. Nowadays we're seeing a little bit more replays from other streams. They're still pretty simple, where it's just like at the very it's the bare bones where it's like we get to see it again. No controlled playback, but for God's sakes we can see it again, and that's a huge leap.
Definitely.
It's one of those. It's like yeah, it's better than nothing, but like not with the negative connotation. It's like way better than nothing.
Yeah. Like as a coach, when I'm doing VOD reviews, I'll go back so many times to look at like the same thing over and over again, because Smash moves so quickly, and if you think about it, a game at 60 frames per second, just think about how much you're missing in those 10 seconds if you don't get to watch it back.
Yeah, completely. So there's that. First we had some replays. Like first it was just like I'll pull it up, and then it was just like, okay, we need to try and come up with a way to get more than just one, because like that's the current state of like everything else, whereas you just have the last replay, which is great, but there are a lot of things to talk about in a game.
Mm-hmm.
So like just one of the things was like, okay, I'll write a program that kind of just like reads where everything's being saved and being like, okay, new replay found. Let me put it in like a known area so that it has a known name. And now I have a scene that can pull it up, replay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever. So now we have a scene so we can have multiple replays and stuff like that. And then, not really probably not a secret, especially if you know anything about like OBS development and stuff, but like, nowadays, like all like dynamic scenes and stuff like that are all like web-based. So it's a combination of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. My backend personally is in PHP. Shout out to all the haters.
Don't worry, no one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's fine.
PHP's pretty fire though. I don't know. I think PHP's pretty cool.
Pretty sick language.
From my experience, at least.
Yeah, it's really easy. Also, JavaScript is ugly as sin.
Yeah, true.
Fight me. God damn. But Yeah, so like it's always just that thing where the developer mindset where it's just like I'm looking for a problem to solve. So it's just like, okay, if I can get these loaded up into a web backend, suddenly I have control over like the built-in browser playback controls and stuff like that. And then it's just like, okay, now I need a special immediate way to like send these signals so we can do real-time playback, and that's how I start building up my entire backend system for like how everything communicates for like instant stuff. Like right now, like a big tournament standard, minus like maybe some tippy top stuff, is like the easiest way to get like your overlays updated was with a program called Stream Control.
Mm.
And it's fine. I don't know how you live like that for too long, but you work with what you have and you can make some really good stuff, So, but when you want to get like more tight timings that like what we need for ourselves, like you kind of need to kind of go into a more robust, like kind of homemade custom system, stuff like that.
And
if you want, I can. Since I don't have a camera, I can send my OBS feed if you want me to demo any of the replay stuff.
It's up to you. You can do whatever you'd like.
Sure. Let's see if this
actually would be pretty cool. We get an exclusive look at it.
Yeah.
At what normally only the commentators. Well, actually, no. You're showing it from like your perspective, like as the caster.
I could show both.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I still don't know how to use that thing. I always am so
I'm making
scared.
I'm making it a lot better. I've recently.
I know, like in theory. Oh, I know exactly where this is from. I know exactly where this is from. This is from what he's showing us right now. Devon also does a collegiate league called EGF, and it's literally just a sort of a crew battle-esque thing. It's Wi-Fi. 2 colleges fight each other, and it's pretty fun for the most part. The interface you made for the commentators is really simple. My biggest fear, I guess, as a caster when using it is, will it break the flow of casting or analysis, etc. And for me, someone who can't multitask well in certain scenarios, I feel like people like Dara use it very, very well a lot of the time. I, however, am peanut brain, and me know how to press button while also talk about video game.
Yeah. So honestly, that's a continuance of like looking for a problem to solve, right?
Yeah.
I want to try and make things as intuitive and as comfortable for you, so when you're talking about it, when it comes up, like you don't feel that nervousness of being like, oh, am I going to break my flow? Which is why this isn't even like a technical thing. This is just like the execution of the director. So like a lot of commentators who have been on my stream will know, like when they're talking about it, I try to tailor what they're talking about to what's happening in the replay.
You do a good job of that too.
And that's really hard, because it's just like because I can't read your mind, I can only go off of what you're saying, and I can only react to it as much as I can, and stuff like that. Which, by the way, Fang, I made the sync code a lot better now, so the tablet syncs up. So
cool.
So now you don't, because like something I always tell the casters, being like, I'm like, don't look at the video on the tablet, just look at it on the screen. Sorry,
that's
but
cool.
now it's actually really good. It's like
I'm excited. I don't know when I'll be commentating a Devon stream next, but if any event is out there hiring a young, up and coming caster, maybe consider one of the 800 tri-state casters, but also maybe this one right here for one of them, so I can commentate more Devon streams. Just put me on Devon streams exclusively. Honestly, I honestly
TBH.
It sounds very kiss assy, but dead ass, I have never had a better streaming experience than commentating on a house ranch stream. Like it's the production's seamless, the flow always goes well. I'm always enjoying myself the most. Obviously it's something to do with the fact that a person that I know very well and I'm pretty cool with is running the stream, but also just the production is just buttery smooth at all times. Like at LMBM, I had a blast. I think I was only on your stream like one time, but I had a blast for that part of bracket for like top 16 of LMBM. That was just super duper fun for me. And I do like that. I feel like a very not had mentality. I mean, you see it for players, but for the other aspects of Smash, I feel like you're one of the only people I hear at least and see evidence of someone who goes, all right, this is cool, but how can I make it cooler / better? And I feel like that's not a mantra that's applied enough in other aspects of Smash.
Yeah.
Which is kind of keeping us a little bit held back. Because we are grassroots. We're doing all this shit from the ground up by ourselves. But whereas other esports can afford to outsource and stuff like that, I still feel like that mentality isn't as tapped into as I see in other, other fields.
Oh, definitely.
We gotta blaze the trail, man.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Oh, you go for
No, I was just gonna say real quick. When I used to host tournaments and everything, if people would ask me for anything that was like more than the necessity to make the tournament run well, I'd be like, we don't need that. I was just lazy as fuck.
That's the mentality I feel like a lot of people
we don't need that. It's the local, you know.
That's also just the hard thing about as a TO, you're doing it for free.
Yeah.
That's what Smash too. Is like you could just put a bunch of people in a room if the tournament runs within 4 hours and everyone plays their sets. Like everyone had a good time. It doesn't need to be any better than that. But what if it could?
You're lucky. You're lucky to get like a decent venue split. Maybe nowadays it's easier because it's more of a standard thing. But like before, it's just like, hey man, I'm gonna put together this tournament in my house, bro. Like, just come over, and either there was no venue fee, or my favorite was when we went to like Bums Fests, and like for those who don't know, Bum was literally like literally a top New York player in the Melee scene and the early Brawl scene.
One of the best DKs in the world.
Shout out to anybody who knows what Bum stands for, but we will not reveal those secrets here. But my favorite was just like my master would literally charge venue for his house, and I'm just like, bro, you can't be doing this. And he sent me a and this is back in the day, like where we all use CRTs, and he sent me a picture of his electric bill. He's like, I'm gonna keep charging venue fee. And I was like, say less, I got you. I was like, you know what, fair. Look, check this out, real quick, Fang. You see, it was like super. See that green? That meant it was like sinking, and look how perfect it is. Isn't that so cool, right?
That is very perfect.
Like in real life, on like the physical tablets, it sinks in like the first like 2 seconds. I'm trying to make it more aggressive, but it's like super cool. But yeah,
is that syncing between like what you see and what the commentators see, or
yes? So like the left side would be what's on the tablet.
Yeah.
For the commentators, and the right one would be the stream replay, the master replay.
Okay. I think I just wanted to interject real quick with that because again, if I kind of know how your system works, but I think a lot of people probably don't even realize that the commentators have a tablet that they're able just with a touch screen to interact with. It's not like they have to like, it's such you mentioned the word intuitive, and really it doesn't get more intuitive than that if you're a commentator trying to do that.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, when it comes down to is just like, first you show them the replay that they're talking about because, to help bridge that gap. But it's just like, and like, obviously we're not the first group in like the history of ever for like having that sort of tool, but like in the Smash scene for it to be like as easy, I think it is, but just one of those things where it's just like, oh, they want to talk about things. It would be really helpful if they could highlight stuff, so being able to like drawing was like a pretty more super recent like addition,
which has yielded very, very amazing results, like some of the best. Like I've seen Twitter clips explode from like the replay technique.
There's so much personality in just the way someone like expresses themselves with their drawings.
Like commentators too, like running with it. Like they have an additional platform to riff.
When they're both narrating, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can I just say, like, shout outs to like one of my favorite commentator power couples being Hazmat and Koopa, where they just say like the funny, they're like, what if we just nared, bro? Like, what if we nared?
Dude, they're so good.
I'm just like, I'm gonna put a heart, like,
not enough people talk about them as a commentary duo too. Everyone's like, oh, always TKEE, but like Koopa and Hazmat are like, they have that synergy, and they just bring a different dynamic to it as well, which is really good.
Next episode?
I look up to them. I think they would be honestly really, both of them. I mean, Hazmat has such an extensive podcasting background already. He has literally turned into a mainstay guest on Tweak Talks. I'm like dying.
That'd be pretty interesting. We steal Hazmat from Tweak Talks. Yeah, you're the.
But Koopa also is such a he is a charm to be around and talk to always. So I think I think both of them would be very, very good guests in the future.
Yeah, he's a
for
homie.
sure.
Yeah. Well, there's so many commentators that have like grown so much over time. But
I owe a lot of my own success, I feel like, to the very few times I've gone to Xeno and casted. Because that, for me, story time, I guess. We used to be running our little operation out of Aeon, out of the warehouse, and I wouldn't even get to commentate grand finals there at one point. I was gatekept by one of the TOs as well as another person.
Wow.
And it would be me and Frank, Hangman, for those of you who have ever heard of him before. He's been on a couple of major streams as well. We didn't even get to commentate top 8, so... But while we were, it's like, Smash is like Pokemon, where like you start in like little pallet town, and then you kind of just discover how like vast and big the rest of the world is, especially for like Smash. So after getting there, being like, all right, what's next? Like, we've heard the city has some really crazy competition. They've come to like Ralphie and Utopian Ray and Dill have made it up.
I just remember we
like
carpooled to a Smash Attack and you commentated like the top 8 or maybe like
yeah.
like literally like top 16 and top 8 and like literally it finished. I think I got like maybe like second or third and we're just in the car and you're like, dude, like that was the first time I ever commented like something like a top 8, bro.
Yeah,
and,
literally.
on like a stream like that.
Wow,
like, so
that's crazy. I actually
Yeah.
don't remember that. Like me saying that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like I remember one time. I remember the mantra was always like, if you want to cast Xeno, show up and ask to see if you can cast for a little bit, because there was a lot. Like,
oh my god,
casting is not what it used to be in terms of competitiveness in New York. Like, I feel like people just show up. They can get on the mic if they want to. Like, obviously, regulars are preferred because they have stake in there. But
I mean, yeah.
Back then, there was like bars, Zyvon, Hangman, like 8 million people
like,
trying to get on the mic at the same time.
I mean, now there's like you have to like do like something in like
there's like locals that have commentary schedules now. Like it's crazy now. Like there's definitely a different sense of competition to it now. But like back then, I felt like I had to scrap a lot harder to get on. So like I remember getting on for Xeno. This is the hallway, Xeno hallway.
So Xeno 1.
Xeno 1, and
the first.
We're crammed into this. Probably my room right now is probably a little bit less like wide than Xeno 1 was.
Yeah.
And we're crammed into this little
from losers bracket. Xeno 1.
He did do that. Yeah. I got bopped. The Kirby was nice with it. We're in this like little enclosed space, like this almost like little box in the middle of everything where we get to cast. And me and Hangman are about to get on, and Devon's like, "Yeah, you guys can commentate for a little bit." I don't think I've ever been more nervous to cast. I remember I got to cast a Raptor set. I have it somewhere in like a playlist or something like that. Where I think it was Raptor versus Utopian Ray or something like that. And after getting off the mic for like the few sets I casted, I felt like I just casted a major. And that was part of the Devon stream charm that the city and Xeno had. Like, you had like 100+ people trying to enter this local every single week.
Literally trying to enter.
Literally. And like even tournaments like Smash Attack 2, like I felt like a star when I was casting Devon streams. Like he has great treatment for not only his casters, but as well as the people that are playing. Like,
I don't know. No, let me stop.
Xeno 1 was tough because you have to go up the stairs into this really small, like lofty area.
That balcony was the coolest thing.
You have a couch with like 3 people behind you. Like you can feel people breathing on you as you're playing.
Dude, I'm just saying. If
He's
Xeno
sweaty
1,
too, yeah, but he was hot, bro.
If Xeno 1 wasn't on a balcony, that would I don't think I would have tried as hard if it wasn't on a balcony.
Yeah, no, Xeno 1 had mega charm. It was
cool.
It did.
You went up there, like you went to like it was the stage. It was a stage.
Yeah, it was a stage. You got called up to it. And
I'm so glad I got to experience that venue.
It was so cool. One of my favorite sets that I've ever played, which is I seem to have 2 of my favorite sets I ever played, both against Dre Charles. One of my was me going up there, and it was a fun set. And even though it was just a normal like round 2 Xeno set, I got 2-0'd. I was like, damn, I got to play on like the balcony. Like, ooh, I'm cool now. Like
Here's a small insider. I want to redo the background for the commentators at the current Xeno. I want to give it a wooden wallpaper look, so it looks like Xeno 1. Yeah, it's
oh
like welcome back to the sauna, guys.
That's sick.
But like, I wouldn't. I guess the main point, like, I wouldn't be where I am like as a caster right now if it weren't for Devon like giving me that platform at Xeno, because like some of my most pivotal sets that brought me before I even got a chance at like even regionals came from Xeno. Like I added the Smash Attack sets I had to my commentary reel, the Xeno sets I had to, not my reel, but like I have a playlist. And
dude,
like
a lot of people don't even realize that like Devon literally gave so many people like
literally
chance,
he gave a lot of like there. I don't think New York casters, or at least like me or Hangman or like anyone else who came out of New York or Tri-State in general as a caster would have, you know, the clout as well as like the reputation and I guess somewhat respect for their casting if it weren't for Devon giving us a platform to do that. So I'm always very thankful for that. I'll never stop thanking you for it, and you know.
So I can actually like expand on some of this, because like I'm happy to, you know, like help bridge that gap for, you know, up and coming talent, because that's one of the things that
it's tough to make it too.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about locals, right?
easy.
That's where you grind. That's where you get better in like every way, shape, or form. You know, it's not just a compare. It's not just entering as a competitor. It's like, how do you want to grow as a community member?
How do you make your mark?
It's the gateway to bigger things.
Yeah, and like one of the biggest deals is when it comes to like all like the tech that we have, or just like the general execution, is we treat our weekly from an execution level like it's a major. Like there's no different. You know, you're gonna get like proper fast scene switching. You're gonna get replays on every set. You know, and if it's on our channel, you're gonna get like VOD uploads so that you can study them. And like, you know, like the whole VOD thing. You know, the funniest thing about the VOD thing. Everyone thinks that the VODs are magic. I'm about to,
pull back the curtain.
Pull back the curtain, exactly. Guys, like at Nebulous when they had what is it? Fios, right? And I'm just like, man, I have this recording, and uploading VODs after the tournament's over is really annoying. You know, what if I just went to youtube.com/upload? Oh, look, it went up.
Yeah,
we have a lot of it. That's crazy, bro. It's just like, what is your instant upload system? I'm like, bro, I go to youtube.com/upload and I upload it. Like, it's not hard.
Do you have like a system for it, like a script or anything, or do you
No, I just drag it in.
Manually drag it in.
I've literally seen him do it.
Okay,
too.
so I have scripts that like generate the name, description, and thumbnail.
I was gonna say you have to have like
tags. But like but YouTube already gives you tools to have default stuff. It's going up no matter what.
True.
You know, like all the custom stuff, like that's the cherry on top. But like when it comes to it being an instant upload, bro, youtube.com/upload.
Don't
just upload
it. Limit the upload rate as well?
Yeah. So for anyone, I mean, for if you live
Spectrum.
if you have Spectrum,
God.
the only tech you need to know is that like browsers nowadays, like Chrome and I think probably Firefox, you can literally throttle a browser tab so it doesn't eat up your whole internet. So like that's how I still do instant uploads at Xeno when we have like shit internet. Where it's
so it goes
like,
slower that way.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, that tab is going to be throttled to 7 up. And I'm streaming at 6. And so I'm just doing the local recording at stream level, because if I did it any higher, then it would end up taking more time. So I just, I upload at a slightly higher rate than I'm streaming at, and so then it goes up before the next set is over.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, yeah. So it's like, even that's not any like homemade tech. It's just available, that's one of the things, like, you just gotta know it's there. Anyway, but yeah, back to like the main point, like when it came to like growing tech, like the first thing was just like, okay, yeah, I value the fact that like I expect players to want to grow. And so it's like, all right, you made your mistakes. Here's footage of it so you don't make it again. Yeah. And nothing is more relevant than right when you lost, because that's when the fire is there. You know, you're like, man, they got so lucky. Let me go prove that. Look at the okay, maybe they weren't as lucky. Maybe I actually just fucked up there.
Ralph probably has a laundry list of Xeno VODs.
Sir, I have a whole playlist.
Yep. Let's not look at mine, by the way. I only have like 3. They're not pretty.
Like,
mine aren't pretty either. Mine are not pretty, except for the little bit later in Smash 4 and maybe a little bit of Ultimate.
Yeah, and like it always is gonna come down to like the competitor sort of thing, where it's like commentary is supposed to be good, right? And it's just like obviously we're gonna have different. Yeah, right.
You got some hot takes there, Ralph? Or...
I keep going.
I've got plenty too, Ralph. Let's not get into this.
What are we coming for?
That's why, like, you know, you want to have like better tools for the commentators so that they can better, like, not even for themselves, if they can just better talk about the VOD itself. You know, like I've had sets where I've watched one of my matches where I had like Xro commentating me, and I'm like, an Xro, like, pretty solid player. He like literally pointed out like a thing that I do, and I'm like, man, why you gotta call me out like that? But thank you for calling me out like that, because like I'll make better note of it, you know, because it's just like, and that's always gonna be like the biggest like the pushback, right? Because everyone thinks they're amazing even when they lose, and when a commentator points something out, and they're just like they're wrong and they're stupid, and you're just like, well, at least if they're wrong and they're stupid, they're given all the tools they can be to be the best they can be. So, you know, either you can face the reality or not. And like for when they are wrong, right? Because we're giving it the quote unquote major like treatment, right? You do all the tools, you do all the things available, right? Then it helps hone your ability as a commentator.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
I think is also evident in Xeno's viewership too. Like I remember week in and week out, no matter where I was, like whether I was in my college dorm or at home, if I wasn't at Xeno, I was glued. I mean, this was even before like I was super close with Ralph on his like come up journey, like back when he was getting closer and closer to winning his first Xeno. Like I would patch in to watch like every single week. There'd be like 80 people in the Twitch chat. The community was great. There are so many locals that just like have no viewership whatsoever, like zero. You'd be lucky to even see like 2 or 3 viewers, because honestly watching locals for the most part pretty fucking boring. There's not a lot in the realm of entertainment besides like, why would I watch this when I could just watch a major VOD where you can hear the crowd and all this other stuff. With Xeno, you got all of that major atmosphere zip locked into just a local, and everyone loved watching it. Everyone loved experience. Xeno was like an experience. Everyone liked watching it. And
bro, there was just like a plot to it. Like I don't understand. Like there's just like people that like will randomly know I got 4th at a Xeno like 5 times in a row.
So funny, bro.
How will you find Sinji John numbers entertaining? Like how are there 80 people watching this set right now? If you had this local in like Bumblefuck like Oklahoma or some shit, no one would care about the Pac-Man or the Wii Fit Trainer. But because it's Sinji, because it's John numbers, because you know how long their sets take,
the lore,
and how much of a circus act it is, it's always entertaining. Like even for players like that didn't go to majors, like you had you know, certain players versus Dill in Grands, and these 2 players would never go to fucking majors, but you'd watch them anyway because it's Xeno.
My favorite thing is when like at like the previous LMBM, because we couldn't host locals during the Omicron thing, but at the previous LMBM when we had like Louis Money show up, and it's like, oh man, you got this, you know, this big name who's like out of town, and it's just like, yeah, he's gonna not win, you know, like
of course, yeah,
he's gonna get like 4th.
That happens so many times. Like the Xeno's harder than a major sometimes.
No, for real.
Yeah.
The first time Light came, he literally didn't win. Like,
oh my god, Dill was just like, forward air real quick.
But still disabled.
So many players too, like Goblin, even the Japanese players. The Japanese players got worked in Smash. They got destroyed.
I'll never forget.
You know, the pre-local for Smash Sounds.
Smash Sounds, yo.
Yeah. Oh
Goblin got rocked one time too. God. Every big player that comes through either barely escapes with their life or gets wiped.
Dude, I just remember Como getting smacked in like 3 minutes by Ozzy, bro. I'll never forget that. And
deleted.
I think the point we're trying to make is like how streams are just like so unforgettable that like I don't know, we just remember.
Yeah.
Like if it was just like a random like like I don't know what region to compare because I'm gonna roast it if I name it.
Wyoming, they don't have a scene. Wyoming.
If it's just like a random Wyoming stream and Como gets smacked by their fox, like no one remembers that.
Como wouldn't be in Wyoming. No, okay.
Wyoming, if you have a scene and you're and taking offenses, just turn up, bro. Just
turn up.
Right?
We gotta find out. Wyoming's the default non-existent state.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not possible because Como doesn't even compete anymore. So like,
I think he still does. He just doesn't do like notably as well as he did. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like so, like
Pretty
kind
sure
of
he
tying
still
it back into like a whole production thing is just like, you know, you want to like keep the energy going and like do all the execution because like how many tournament streams do you turn on for locals and the commentators literally are bored and not paying attention?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Like,
god,
you
dude,
can hear them.
It's a problem even in our own region.
You can hear them
shitty
looking
as
at
it
their
is to
phone.
say.
You can hear them looking at their phone.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You know, it's just like, oh yeah, that was a really good kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he's died. Yeah, that was a great edge guard. It's like he wasn't even an edge
damn,
guard.
bro. Like how many times? I don't think I ever did this to you, but how many times did I threaten Dar? I'm like, give me your phone. I'm like,
Oh my
if you're
god,
gonna be
dude,
behind
I've
the
heard
desk,
it so many. You only did it one time to me. Only one time. You were like, "Give me your phone." I was like, "All right, word, I'll do it. But with Dara, it was like endless. It's true though, because like you still have a But for Xeno, I remember that especially when me and Hangman come along, there was definitely like an air of like, all right, we want to make a good impression. Like we want to be professional about this shit. Like every set I got to commentate was huge for me. Like I was putting like my heart and soul. Like I had like real like major nerves. Like I've like when I casted Glitch, compared to when I casted Glitch, Konami Code, because I got to be on that stream, on your stream. I had like no fucking nerves. I was like, all right, I'm on a Devon stream with Donna.
Yeah.
I'm about to fucking murk this shit, no cap. And it was so fun. But with Xeno, I was like, this is my first time and one of my first times in the city. Like, I gotta make a good impression. Everyone, if there's any New York local people watch, it's this one because like other New York locals just don't get the viewership that Xeno does. Nor do they have the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I'm at a New York local. Someone might yell at me, and I don't know what it means. And I'm at this point, and I want to go back to my island. Like...
I love coming to Xeno. I just hate that it's on Wednesday, bro.
I get it.
Wednesday's such a shit day for me to come in. Like you have to go. I have to take. First of all, how am I gonna make it to Xeno on time from the LIRR? No shot. That's like a 40-minute train ride plus my 30-minute commute back home for work. Then I get there, no warm up. I get bopped immediately. Do I get to commentate? Okay. Oh wait, I have to be on the fucking 8:30 train back home before I work the very next day. It just sucks. I wish it was on a different day. That's why I should come out to Sagas more. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm trying to schedule the next Saga in April because March is super full. But so like hopefully we can try and like make a real big one. So
I want to come out. I have not been. I've not been a very present.
The carpool coming
locals. Back. I'm not driving there, bro. I'm taking the train. You can ask Reggie for that shit, bro. Reggie's a lunatic. Who willingly drives into Chinatown, bro?
My favorite is he signed up for commentary and then he was just like, my car broke down. So
wow.
DQ me. Like he made it into the city. Like he was a block away from Xeno. And he's like, my car broke down.
He is always having car problems. It is ridiculous. I'm convinced that there's like a ferry that comes out and like splashes his tires or just like shit.
All right.
Yeah, for putting an I instead of an L in your Twitter, Pi4.
Wow, I didn't even. Oh, he did that. Wow, that must be hard to find him. I used to do that as like a trick when I was a kid. Getting back before we wrap up, something I was curious about coming from a different perspective, I guess, is like we've spent this whole time talking about all the things that you've done on your journey to get to where you are and to be able to do so much for the scene, but we've also mentioned how many situations there are of like other locals that people aren't watching and other people who, are streaming these things and casting these things that are obviously, not doing better, but obviously a lot of them probably are trying to. So the question that I'm trying to ask in all this is, what advice would you give to somebody who is maybe in your position a few years ago who wants to try and grow as a caster in terms of like, the caster applies to commentary and for like what you do, I guess, but for like a streamer of tournaments, and I don't know exactly what to call that position, but your position.
I mean, you could just probably like either technical director or producer, probably producers. Like
like a stream producer for a tournament. Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to like getting started, like the first step is like production is an endless black hole of money. So you just got to know that you can do it in steps. But like, the biggest thing is just like, if you're able to get a stream up for your local, right? Just make sure the audio is good, because if the audio isn't good, the stream is on Omega mute forever, and then people tune out, and the like, you know, like just what Fang said earlier, like when you're watching like another stream, like you'll be glued to Xeno, but something else you'll tune out. It's just like, well, it might not sound as good.
Yep.
You know, and sound is just like, you know, that's the one sense that you can't turn off.
Yeah.
You know, at least I can close my eyes, bro. But like covering your ears is hard. And so like even if the video doesn't look amazing, like we already have like enough context clues and all that. Like it doesn't need to look perfect. We get the idea. Sound is not, you can't make it around that. There's no around that. But it also is just like, I don't know, fucking give a shit. Like
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Think about quality, bro. Think about your quality.
Yeah.
How can you make what you're already doing better?
Dude, what I was about to say is like I've literally seen Xeno when I was competing was like it literally had good enough production that like Devon could have easily got complacent and like the production would still be better than 90% of the streams that are like that stream right now. But like you just kept expanding on it and it's just insane now. So like I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like it's not. I'm not trying to say like, oh, anyone who's like struggling, like you're not trying hard enough. Like obviously, like everyone has their own story, but like, you know, it's just you always. When it comes to like getting better as a player, as a commentator, as a human being, right? It's all about like setting expectations, right? If you set too large of a milestone goal, it's gonna be so hard to reach it, and you're gonna have a hard time. Like getting the willpower to go on it because it's so far ahead, and that's why you do it like in incremental steps. Like that's why I said like, you know, literally the improvements of like replays is just literally like first we got a replay, fantastic, that is amazing, right? And it's like, okay, now we got more than one, that's incredible, you know. And it's just like those steps. Are like it's not just immediate fucking play-by-play like playback control with telestration, which by the way that's the official production name of like being able to draw. Even that was even new to me. I didn't even know.
Like illustration,
yeah, but called telestration. Yeah, it's actually I didn't even draw that connect. Thank you.
I'm good with those things.
But yeah, so like, you know, it's just all about like baby steps, right? And like you just. Like we're probably when it comes to like the New York scene, like we're lucky where like everyone treated Xeno like it was the end of the fucking world if they lost. They're like, bro, I went fucking 0-2. Oh man, I'm gonna be back next week. You know, like that's that's a good sign.
The lifeblood of our scene.
That's a really good place for the scene to be healthy. You know, right now in the Ultimate scene, we have more like complaining. And everyone's just like, "This is
everyone loves complaining."
But everyone gets younger, though, isn't that what it is?
Yeah, it's true.
They only get younger by perspective. We're getting older, so they seem younger, but it's like generally the same age. Generally, like my first tournament, I was 16. You know, so like I understand that, like, you know, we had young Bomba at like what 14 or 13.
Literally a child. Literally a child.
Yeah, I mean his birthday's next week. He's turning 9. Congratulations!
Oh my gosh. Thought he was younger.
But yeah, like when it comes to just, you know, like I said, it's a black hole of money. So like if you're able to scrap something together, like make the best of what you have, and then like make a roadmap on like how it can be, how you can improve it over time. It doesn't need to be immediate, and like be proud of your work. Because if you're not proud of your work and you don't care, then you're not going to make it better because you don't care.
Yeah.
And also at that point, who will care? You know?
Exactly. If you don't.
So this is. So I'll say this: unnamed commentators at unnamed majors. When you're looking at your phone and there's 10,000 people watching, could you bother to be one of them?
Yeah.
I know.
You know,
it's crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking
like
about.
Like that's a problem. You know.
Wait, I know after.
Yeah, sure.
It definitely
but like it's just like, you know, it's all about like things are only good if everyone comes together and treats it with that same respect.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like everything like back in the day when people got made fun of for like trying and they'd be called a tryhard, it's just like, why are you trying to make me feel bad for caring? Like, fuck? That's cringe. It's like, fuck off.
I love sweating. I love sweating at everything.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to be sweaty.
I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live out here.
Yeah.
I'll rage at the people that like don't try. Like
but I love that's like a meme now. It's like you just say like, yo, try hard. Is it if you're losing, it's like, yo, like, man, you suck, and then if you're winning, it's like, yo, try hard. Look at this guy. Like there's you can option select people with it. Yeah.
You no ambition, haven't had ass.
Yes. Yeah. So
did you be me?
You guys have any other quick questions before we wrap up?
What's next for the great?
That's one of the things I got too. Exactly.
What is in the viewfinder?
So right now things are kind of nebulous, and I don't know if this is like
no pun intended.
Wow.
I didn't even draw that line, but
cool.
okay. Fuck
I'm good with those.
But right now, like, so because of COVID, like this has for more or less been like my full-time thing, right? But you know, it's still really hard.
Yeah.
So
you live in New York City, bro. There's no shot.
Yeah. I would just want to say, like, you know, the stereotypical, like, support your locals, please. Please support your locals. Subscribe, like, honestly.
Tweet the name of the local when you refer to it instead of
stop
my
saying
local.
the local.
Yeah.
Like,
Got fourth at my local tonight. Yeah.
Got fifth at my local.
Guys, please.
I hate that so much.
I've always hated that. Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, give me some credit here, you know? Like, all TOs need to just fucking call out that player, being like, yeah, congratulations on 4th place at name local here, link smash GG bracket here, and be like, and if they say it, you literally just name their loss, like right there, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, 4th. And it's just like, yeah, good hustle versus that guy who fucked you up. You know, if you're gonna not name drop my local, bro, about to call you out. But no, so like, you know, as things are like going along, like it's still pretty hard to, you know, like know how far this is going to take us right now. You know, I'm assuming so like, you know, we were scheduled for Double Down, which got postponed to July, or if you read the date the way it was written,
actually might be better. I don't know why I'm thumbs doing that. Might be a better date for me to go, if I go.
It could be fun. Who wants to go to the desert in the summer?
I've never been to Vegas, baby.
Neither have I.
You know,
but yeah,
maybe if I get on commentary, maybe.
Hopefully, we can keep doing like bigger events. You know, big shout outs to VG Bootcamp for giving us like this opportunity to like kind of really grow and like be able to like flex our technologies to other things. Because like just being able to, you know, raise the bar in this respect helps garner more competition for like other streams being like, okay, we need to do this.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So, you know, hopefully we can keep doing that. Help us out, support your local, and subscribe. Goddamn. But yeah, so you'll catch us at Collision in 2 weeks, and the week after CT GamerCon. Come out to CT GamerCon. It's actually more prestigious than you think. Like last one we had, Light was there. It was really cool. Like
I might actually be going to that.
It was hard.
I might be going to that.
Wait, was that the one where Zomba?
Yeah, you're thinking of the right one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Zomba wasn't at the last one, but yes.
Well, wait, no. Wait.
Was it another Connecticut tournament?
Maybe.
I was thinking
Zomba definitely won a big tournament.
Well, either way, make sure you tune into the next one.
Watch House.
So you'll see the House channel, twitch.tv/House3000 for Collision. It'll be live for that and CT GamerCon. And then, like, you know, as long as VG keeps liking our work, I guess we'll keep doing main production. So that's always cool. And if there's ever, obviously, I'm going to take a card out of the commentator playbook. If you have criticisms and constructive feedback,
correct them.
You know, you can always reach out to @House3000 on Twitter. That way it can be seen by me, Dale, or Helper. So there's more chances for us to actually check our DMs. Crazy.
Yes. So, I mean, that's always how we wrap up anyway. But since you were already starting to do it, if there's anything else you wanted to plug, like where people can follow you, I guess you kind of just name the big ones, but just make sure you cross everything off there.
Yeah. You don't have to follow Deven3000. Really.
Or House.
$1 billion.
Just House. What'd you say?
House.
$1 billion.
Follow Dill. Honestly, just follow Dill. It'll make her day. It's really funny. She doesn't tweet, but if you DM her, she will reply. So that's the hidden tech right there.
Why did you expose it?
what is it? The Twitch command we have for like exclamation point dill, it says follow me on Twitter, but it doesn't link it.
Classic.
It's pretty goated. But yeah, I mean, like, reason why I say like most of that as like a sign off thing for like what's the future is just like, right now we're vibing. We're trying to do more events and we're trying to make it work. And so it really comes down to hopefully we don't have another like lockdown. We had to close for like 2 months and that was really, really annoying. But yeah, we want to keep putting on 6 shows for people to enjoy. So I need people to give a crap about the game. Stop complaining and get good, please.
That's well said. And we all want to keep supporting that. And we want to keep seeing basically every tournament grow and just see the game grow as much as possible. So thank you so much, Devon, for coming on the show and giving us so much insight into what's going on, behind the scenes of the big tournaments and honestly so much more. We got so much out of this.
I got one thing for anyone for like event organizers and stuff like. I don't know who needs to hear this. You know who you are, but but stream overlays need to be done 2 weeks before the event.
Alrighty then.
No sooner.
Take notes. Take notes. All right.
I'm loving all the hidden sauce that I.
Yep, we got it. This is an interesting episode for sure. All right, Ralph and Fang. I mean, you guys plug yourself every time, but might as well plug yourself again. Where can people check you out?
Where can they find you, Ralph?
Oh wait,
where are you?
Oh, okay.
Where are you?
I mainly use Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. So twitter.com/GimRalphie. My Instagram is instagram.com/_Ralphie. And then I stream Valorant at like 8 p.m. like pretty much like every day, like on twitch.tv/GimRalphie. So
I'll be sure to link your Xeno VOD playlist.
Yeah, do that.
Fuck no. All right.
Thanks.
Guys, if you were, I don't know. I plugged so much every time. Just follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/fan9s. I stream pretty much whatever I want to stream. My friend recently told me to stream whatever I want to stream, and I've been really addicted to Valorant, so I've been streaming pretty much just Valorant.
New Metafy, dude.
Oh yeah. Also, if you're looking to learn maybe how to get a little bit better at Smash, or you want to break into commentary, or you want to learn how to do a little bit of video editing, you can find me on metafy.gg/@Fang. My rates are pretty low. If you're sub to me on Twitch, you get 25% off, so it's only like $19 for one session. I do go overtime, so if you're like, oh, it's only 1 hour, no, dude, I'll go as long as you want me to go. For just $19, so check it out. Support me, support me. Also trying to survive out here.
Help you.
Exactly.
Help you get good.
Yeah,
help everyone.
All right.
And yeah, last but not least.
Sage.
Oh, and follow Sage, of course. Yeah,
follow Sage, bro. Integral part of this
podcast. Even here.
Best Skullgirls player in the world, right? Something like that.
The backbone of the G5 podcast.
Fun fact, no context. The name House of 3000 was invented by Sage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
there you go.
I kind of want to ask about the whole story about that, but I feel like that's going to take too long.
Come on, plug yourself.
Yeah. Well, speaking of plugging myself, there's a new way that I can plug myself that actually could potentially help everybody else out as well. For the first time since I've started the Game5 Smash channel, I've created a Patreon, and for the longest time, I didn't do this because I was kind of against that whole like, hey, give me money for existing kind of thing. But since we've started doing the podcast, I don't know if people who watch this realize. Everybody from between guests and co-hosts here have done this out of the kindness of their own heart. I've always offered to people that if the video, makes a decent amount of money, I'll absolutely give them a cut. But, this is not like my biggest videos on the channel. We're lucky if we get $1 for some of the podcast videos. Hopefully that will change.
Sage? Yo, we made it. Yeah, we're gonna collect the Rory paycheck right there.
Hopefully.
No, 20 cents.
Hopefully that will change.
Yeah,
I'm happy to give you guys the 20 cents. Hopefully that will change, but if it doesn't change, the Patreon is for everyone involved in the podcast. So if you guys want to support not just me and Game5, but everybody, Fang, Ralph, and even previous guests that we've had on the show. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get the crazy support we've been in on the Patreon, but I want to help everybody out. And that can also give us the opportunity to get bigger guests too, because even though some people, who are big names, have come onto the show for free, I don't think I'm just going to hit up MKLeo and say like, hey, you want to come on my little podcast for no money or whatever. So your support would mean a lot there. That'll be linked in the description and all that kind of stuff. Other stuff is pretty typical if you want to check out more of these podcasts. And I do actually have some new plans to do a different kind of format of educational videos to sort of just teach you how to get better at certain situations. You can subscribe to the channel here, Game5 Smash. I also have a Metafy, not trying to compete with Fang here. We have different approaches, I'm sure. But I've been coaching for a while as well, and I still do that. It's a lot harder, honestly, even though Metafy is a fantastic platform, it's a lot harder because everyone's on Metafy, so it's a lot more competition. But
do Rory's coaching. Don't even
do both of us. Do an hour of each.
Jumping off a cliff and you have to pick one, grab Rory's hand, bro. Trust me.
But you know what? They don't have to pick one. They can pick both. We should do a discount if they do something with one of us. He can recommend.
What platforms are the podcasts available on?
Yes, the podcast is available on the Game5 Smash YouTube channel that everyone who is listening to me is already watching it on, and that's it. So.
Have you tried getting into Spotify?
Yeah, are we ever gonna try doing like Spotify or anything?
I didn't even think about it. I just wanted to do like a Tweak Talks, and they just do like YouTube videos just like this. So
I think they're also on Spotify.
It goes on Spotify.
It does? Okay.
I just say, if you get it on like a platform, then I could actually add it to my podcast app on my phone.
You know what? I'm gonna have to look into that.
The only way I listen to them. I wouldn't even know that Tweak Talks does video because I only listen.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's actually, do you have a Metafy? Yeah, great tips there as well. But yeah, thanks again, Devon. And that's going to do it for the episode. We already told you everything, so bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.